If you're just getting started on guitar, you'll probably find there's a lot of information out there, so much so that it can be hard to know where to start. You could easily go down a rabbit hole of YouTube lessons and get overwhelmed with everything that's out there. I'm going to show you 12 tips that should help keep you focused and get you off to a good start on guitar. Tip number one, and I think this is the most important tip, is to find a good teacher. A good teacher's been there and done that, will be able to guide you through the process. You won't have to do it alone. You just follow the plan. It's going to be laid out for you. Also, a teacher can give you instant feedback, unlike a video lesson. And I feel that in-person lessons are best, but online lessons can work. So if you can't find an in-person teacher, look online. And I do want to mention that I do online lessons, and you can find information about that in the description below. Tip number two is to get some beginner guitar books. This goes hand in hand with finding a good teacher because most teachers will have a series of books they want you to go through. I've written a series of guitar books myself. You can find information on that in the description below. Don't worry, this is not going to be just a big commercial for my stuff. To prove that, here are 3 books that I would recommend, and I used these books before I wrote my own books. One is the Melbay Modern Guitar Method. This moves kind of fast, so I would recommend this for maybe age 14 and 15 on up through adult. One that moves a little bit more slowly, also very good, is the Everybody's Guitar Method, put out by the FJH Music Company. When I was using this book, I used it for, say, ages 12 on up. And then there's another FJH publication, the Young Beginner Guitar Method. And this is good for the youngsters. I would say maybe age 7 on up for that book. And there are plenty more. If there's a guitar book that you like to use, go ahead and leave a comment below. Tip number 3 is to carve out a regular practice time. The number one thing that's going to help you improve as a guitar player is having a regular, steady, dependable time for practicing. Ideally, you're going to schedule this when you already have some downtime. We're talking 15 to 30 minutes. That's probably the most your fingertips are going to be able to handle anyway. Now, if you don't have any downtime, ask yourself, how important is guitar to you? Is there a TV show that you could do without? How much time do you spend on social media or gaming? Surely you could take some time away from that to practice the guitar. Tip number 4 is to tune your guitar often. It doesn't matter if you're putting your fingers in the right place if your guitar is out of tune. And your guitar will go out of tune throughout the day, so just make sure you tune your guitar every time you pick it up to play. Tip number 5 is to practice slowly. It's better to play slowly and accurately than fast and sloppy. We all want to play fast, but if you try playing too fast too soon, all you're going to be doing is practicing your mistakes over and over again. So practice slowly, practice steadily, and your speed will improve over time. Tip number 6, practice with a metronome. One of the most important skills for a musician is to be able to play with others and to keep a steady beat, and a metronome will help you do just that. So once you're comfortable playing some of the melodies and the chords that you're working on, turn a metronome on and stay with the beat. This could be a little difficult at first, especially for a beginner player, so just put the metronome to a slow tempo, one that you can keep up with. And this can be a little frustrating at first, but I guarantee that if you practice with a metronome, you're going to be a better player. Tip number 7, repeat, repeat, and repeat. When a basketball player practices free throws, they're not going to stop as soon as they make a free throw. They're going to keep shooting and shooting and shooting free throws, so they teach themselves what it feels like to make a good shot. Same thing with guitar. So let's say you played something perfectly. Great. See if you can play it perfectly 3 times in a row. Repetition is one of the key ingredients for effective practicing. Tip number 8, learn how to read music. And I'm not talking about tab, I'm talking about standard music notation. I know there are great guitar players out there who never learned how to read, but there are more crappy players who never learned how to read. And the only people who will tell you that learning how to read music is not important are the people who don't know how to read. If you do know how to read music, the whole world of music is opened up to you. You're going to be able to read something like this and figure it out without looking up the tab or looking up a YouTube lesson. Tip number 9 is to spend time practicing both melody and chords. This will help you be a more well-rounded guitar player and ready for more situations. If you want to play solos in a band, you're going to have to be able to play melody lines. On the flip side, if it's somebody else's turn to play solos, you need to be able to play chords so you can back them up. Tip number 10, learn to play fingerstyle and with a pick. Unless you're going to be a classical guitar player, it's good to be able to play with fingers or with a pick so that you can be ready for a wider variety of situations. Both styles have their advantages, and you just want to be comfortable with both. Tip number 11, learn these chords first: G, C, D, E minor, and A minor. There are so many chords to learn, but if you learn these chords first, you'll be off to a good start. Plus, this bunch of chords is often used in songs together, so the sooner you learn these chords, the sooner you'll be able to play songs. Tip number 12, sing when you practice your chords. Even if you never plan on singing in public, sing the song when you practice your chords. It'll make you more sensitive to the song. It'll help you see how your chords fit in with the song. Also, it may help you decide whether a song would sound good with the fingerstyle pattern or some kind of pick or strumming pattern. And it's going to make you a better musical partner when you accompany a singer. Finally, you may decide that you like singing after all. There you go. Those are your 12 tips for getting started on guitar. And I could easily do a video on every single one of these. I may do that in the future. When I do, I'll just update this video with links and add something in the description. If you got something out of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have your own guitar tips, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more of this sort of thing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with more guitar tips.